All right. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Derek Standifer, aka Ayana's daddy, aka Derek Jr.'s papa, aka my parents' son. And I have the amazing honor, privilege, and pleasure of having Miss Ashley Carnage on Solve It Sundays. Y'all welcome her. Welcome to you, good ma'am. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm beautiful. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm climbing the mountain. It's an honor to have you on the show. We were speaking briefly before we got started that we need young women to grow up to be like you. So thank you. It's an honor to have you on the show. It's dope seeing all the amazing things that you are doing with this life that you have been given. It's nice to see that people aren't taking it for advantage. So we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate the love and the sincerity upon everybody that appreciates what I do. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get started, can you tell the beautiful people who you are, what you do, why you do it, good ma'am?
Yeah. So I am attorney Ashley Carnage. My formal title,
Huh?
attorney Ashley Carnage. I am a criminal defense attorney. I also do some family law as well. Some probate. So I am in private practice and I work at the Kelly Law Firm in Thomasville, Georgia. Pretty much, I have been an attorney. In October, it'll be 3 years.
Three
So,
years.
right, right. So, I'm coming up on three. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. So, um, yeah, coming up on 3 years, October 31st. And I love what I do. Like, it doesn't feel like work. And that's the best feeling. Like, I go to work every day and like it doesn't feel like work. And in the event I run into something that does feel like work, I'm just like, maybe we need to reevaluate this area and just kind of like stick to what I, enjoy doing because at the end of the day, I feel like that's something that's important. The fact that you can go to work every day and there's nothing else that you'd rather do.
Yo, that I think that is the true freedom for man and womankind when you're able to go to work and it feels like you do this free. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel tasking. That's freedom. Those are free moments that we need to take advantage of and fully enjoy. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing.
Right.
So the first step of solving the Rubik's Cube, the first step of solving life is to believe. So, Miss Ashley, what is the belief? What's the end goal for you? When it's all said and done, what do you want to be known for?
Wow. When it's all said and done, I just want to leave a legacy that my family will be proud of. Um, as far as the end goal, I want to be an attorney for the rest of my life, of course, until I make a certain amount of money where I can just go ahead and retire. But the end goal for me is just if I can reach out to as many people as I possibly can. And like a lot of my friends, a lot of people that know me, like sometimes I feel like I'm a walking resource because anytime that people need something, they ask me directly, well, what would you do about this? And how do I go about doing this? I'm just like, I'm obviously, you don't realize how much of a walking resource and how much people rely on you and depend on you and look up to you. And as far as like the mentorship, you don't realize that until like you're in a situation where everybody's asking you what it is that they should do. And with that position comes great power. And I just think that at the end of my life, that I just want to leave a legacy that I was I remained myself. Like everybody knows that I'm just probably as real as they come. So I told it like it is. I did it my way, and that's my mantra. Like I did it my way. It's no other way for me to do it but my way. So but please do limit who speaks at my funeral. Don't let everybody get up and speak at my funeral. I was just
Keep that
saying.
circle small. Keep that circle small.
Right,
That's
right.
what's
Keep it small. Keep it small. Just close friends, please. Thank you.
Okay, so that's amazing. She's already doing what she want to do. She want to be an attorney for the rest of her life. That's a beautiful thing, especially when you start early. There's no better feeling than seeing that you're doing what you want to do as soon as possible. I think that's true success. When you as soon as you get to what it is that you want to do in your life, that's when you have finally mastered true success. So thank you for sharing that tip. Um, Step two. After you believe, step two of solving the Rubik's Cube, step two of solving life is to solve your cross. Now, solving your cross is identifying your reasons, your whys. So, what are the reasons that you chase success? Who do you want to make proud? Who do you want to prove wrong? What are the reasons that you go so hard that you like you do?
Mm. So let's start with the first question. So who do I want to make proud?
Mm-hmm.
The person that I really want to make the most proud is my parents, of course. They instilled in me and my brother the value of education, the value of, if you're gonna be a floor sweeper, be the best floor sweeper you can be.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're trying out for a sports team, like a basketball team, it's like if you can't be on the team, own the team. So it was always that kind of boss mentality that was instilled in us that like it's no limits to what you can do. So I tell everybody, at any time, like my parents can have anything I got. Because they sacrificed so much for me and my brother. Um, that's who I would definitely want to make proud. Also, my ancestors that came before me, as far as like my grandparents, and my dad's grandparents, who had to do common work, to make ends meet, or had to do what they had to do in order to survive. And the fact of the matter is, that's why I'm confident in what I do for a living. I'm confident in my position, but at some point you just gotta kind of have to sit back and say, wow, like look how far we've come as a family, where they can, like my ancestors can look down on me and say, oh wow, like we have a lawyer in our family. And like my grandma, both my grandmas cleaned up houses for a living. So at the end of the day, like you have to kind of be graceful and just grateful as well for the position that you're in. So if anything, I want to make my family proud. As far as who I want to prove wrong, um, I don't really have anybody to prove anything to, but I would say that there's a lot of people that count you out.
Mm-hmm.
And as a lot of times that people can't see things for you that you can see for yourself, but the thing is they don't have to see it for you. The only person that has to see it is you. And as far as your vision, God is already foreseeing your vision. So I don't need you to see my vision for you. And at the end of the day, I don't have anything to prove, because when I was at Florida Coastal School of Law studying, I wasn't thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Like I don't have anything to prove to anybody, but it's kind of like, here I am. Like I
Yeah.
exceeded your expectations. Like you thought that I was whoever that was in my family or what have you was the least to have done what we've done. And the fact of the matter is, although I don't have anything to prove to you, here I
You know,
am.
the work speaks for itself. The work speaks
Right,
for
right.
itself.
You're like,
Yeah.
let the work I've done speak for me. So like I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I just think that people should go into life with the mentality of not counting people out, because you never know what people are gonna be. And that's the thing. Like I was never in a position where I should have been counted out, or like, I come from a good family, but it's just certain people don't see your vision for you, and you can't expect people to see your vision for you. Like they say, you can't expect people to proofread your vision. So
Because
that's
it's your
that's
vision.
my take on it.
It's your vision. Other people won't see the reality of what you have in store for you because they don't believe in your dream like you believe in your dream. And they're not supposed to.
Right.
Nobody nobody
Oh,
should be believing in your dream harder than you believing in your dream. And that why
right.
of making your ancestors proud or your parents proud. That's a lot of people, especially in our community, we're still having first time people to do things in our family. The first one to graduate, first one to do this, first one to do X, Y, and Z. And our
Right.
ancestors, they worked these menial jobs that they did not want to work. They didn't want to go to these works to set up a future where we did not have to start from zero. We can start from a better position in life, and we owe it. We owe it to their work ethic to not let their work ethic be in vain. You feel me? We got to start from
Right.
a new level based off the investment that they put into this life. So that's amazing. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um, Step three. of solving the Rubik's Cube. Step 3 of solving life is filling in your corners. Now, filling in your corners is surrounding yourself with people who will push you and motivate you to be the best version of yourself. In addition, we're immersing ourselves in a positive environment. So, what kind of environment do you immerse yourself in? What kind of friends do you have? This all that environment, that nurture versus nature type ordeal.
Right. So I've had this. So just starting out, for my primary set of friends, which I group everybody together, but I've had the same 4 friends in general, from like one from birth, one from no, 2 from birth, and then 2 from like let's see, middle school. So I do have a main set of friends, and I did, have some friends that I got while I was going to FAMU. No place like FAMU and making
Exactly.
friends. I seem to pick up at least a friend everywhere I go, but I'm just really selective in my process in regards to who I call a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so to speak about my friends, who um let's talk about Mallory, Ashley, Courtney. um I have grown up with them since forever. Like, our families are friends type thing. So like, when I was groomed to be their friend, we all were on a equal playing field as far as how we were brought up, and the level of respect that we have for adults, and the value of education. Like, everybody is their own either entrepreneur, or teacher or lawyer in their own respect.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel as though the foundation that we all are built on allowed us to still be friends into this day. Like, they are still my closest friends to this day, like my inner circle. And then, I have another friend that I made in at FAMU, Artelia Sampson, and she is definitely monumental in, like, just she's a year older than me, but she was definitely monumental in my development as a college student, and also my development as, a young lady going to FAMU. Um, so, and then I met some other friends in law school. Yeah, Lisa. I met some friends when I worked at the PD's office. Clarissa. I have a whole bunch of friends. Like, I don't want to like limit anybody, but the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, I do this thing where I isolate to elevate type thing. So,
Oscillate to elevate.
right. So if I'm somewhat of an introvert, somewhat of an extrovert as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
have days where I can be introverted and days where I can be extroverted, depending on the type of circumstance that I have to adjust to. So in my introverted state, if I've seen somebody like maybe like 2 days in a row, and I'm just like, okay, I need to recharge.
Yeah.
I need to recharge and be able to collect my thoughts, and that could be anything from listening to music to writing stuff down, or what have you, or just like listening to a recording, a motivational recording. But it's just some time that I have to take for myself in order. It's kind of like self-care. It's time I have to take for myself
Mm-hmm.
in order to get to where I want to be. So I mean, I do isolate myself at some point in time, but I think that everybody that I surround myself with, as far as my friends are considered, are people who elevate me. I can't sit here and tell you anybody that I have in my current circle right now that doesn't elevate me, that doesn't push me to the next level, it's not gonna say, if I come to them with a problem, it's not gonna say, okay, Ashley, now you know what to do. Like, so I posted a status the other day saying, I can't deal with people who I tell, like, want to know what to do after I already told you what to do. Like,
Mm,
my
I saw that.
friends are going to literally tell me, like, you need to do this, and like, I'm might be kind of hard headed, but I'm gonna follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I do value everybody in my circle, including my sorority sisters. I do have friends that are my sorority sisters as well. So I do appreciate that circle. And that's a circle of sisterhood that, I could not replace with any other organization. It's probably one of the best things that probably could have ever happened to me, as far as with the bonds and the sisterhood that comes with it. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But
Yeah. So yeah,
shout
you
out
got
to
to keep
Alpha
those.
Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah, shout out, get your pub on. So we
Yeah, you got to
definitely
shout up.
we must have a circle of people who elevate us and push us. When I'm on your statuses, when I'm on your page, I see a lot of you posting about. Um, I remember the stock class that you've taken, and you showed the results of this stock class that you've taken. I'm always seeing educational resources on your page, and those are the kind of friends that you want to keep in your circle, where they're learning stuff, and by default, by you being their friend, you're learning stuff just because they're gonna keep the information available. They're gonna broadcast the information. Hey, look what
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing. Look what I'm learning. You can learn this too. It's not as
Right.
hard it's not as difficult as you thought it would be. It's very simple. All you got to do
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
follow these, be consistent and following the steps. So thank you for that piece right
Mm-hmm.
there. All your friends, thank them for holding you up. Because like I said, my daughter has a one mentor in you, and a lot of young people need to grow up and want to be just like who you are. There. So yeah. Um, Step four of solving the Rubik's Cube. Step four of solving life is to take it to the next level. Now, taking it to the next level is the metaphor for continuing to grow, continuing to get better. How do you take it to the next level? How do you become a better version of Ashley Carnage and not stay stagnant?
Yeah. I mean, I am still mastering becoming a better version of myself. It's just, I think it's admitting that certain areas of your life that you need growth, and it hasn't always been the easiest thing for me to do. But at the end of the day, it's a self-evaluation process to know that there's certain areas that you where you need to grow, and if you don't grow, then of course nothing something that grows. The comfort zone is a wonderful place, but nothing ever grows there.
Mm,
So that's the attitude that you have to come in it with. So in all areas of my life where I know personally, and I've come to terms with the fact that, okay, this is an area that, like, either you gonna grow in it, or you just got to let it go, or like just forget about that that aspect in your life entirely.
mm.
um you have to grow, or you got to go, pretty much. That's it.
Grow or go. Grow or
Grow
go.
or go.
I got a
Grow or
I
go.
got a personal philosophy. I feel like God gave everybody a set of skills, traits, and talents, and it is our rent, for living on earth, is to utilize the gifts and the talents that God has given us. And if we're not utilizing these gifts, then, like you say, go or grow, then
Mm-hmm.
we're really wasting time, wasting space, wasting energy. People who don't make it a mission to continue to elevate themselves and continue to serve other people with the gifts and the talents that God has given them. So you
Right.
wasting life, you wasting time. What are you
Right.
here for? You
Right.
know, a lot of times people think that we like to think about what we can get. TD Jakes, he had a sermon. He said, when people join the church, they always asking is preacher Bishop Jakes preaching today? And he said people always trying to figure out what they can get from the church, but not trying to figure out what they can give to the church, and
Right.
reciprocate. And we definitely need friends in our circle who can reciprocate that wealth of information to us, so we continue to grow and can continue to get better.
Yeah,
So thank
but
you for that.
no problem.
Now the fifth and the final step of solving the Rubik's Cube, the fifth and the final step of solving life is to see the bigger picture. Now, seeing the bigger picture is a metaphor for keeping your commitment to your commitments. When the
Mm.
trials and the tribulations of life begin to happen, you go through the storms, you're battling the rains. How do you stay focused? How do you keep your commitment to your commitments until you see through the trials and tribulations, and you accomplish your goals?
Wow. So, yeah, keeping your commitments to your commitments. I actually use that line too for, like, my birthday, because
Great minds think alike.
I definitely enjoyed the book. I enjoyed the book, but as far as keeping your commitments to your commitments, um, That involves friends too.
Mm,
You know, sometimes we think that we're the best friends that we can be, but oftentimes we put our interest in front of our own, which is nothing wrong with that. You can put your interest
mhm,
in front of your own, but it's sometimes keeping your commitments to your commitments can develop you as a good friend and to develop your character.
mm,
Now, as far as in life, keeping my commitments to my commitments, I was always told that a commitment is something that you agreed to do, you know, at a time where when you agreed to do it. So keeping your commitments is important to me because your word is all you have. That's what I was always taught. Like, your name is all you have, your word is all you have. So and I was always raised with like this, like, again, like this like warrior spirit. And my mom always pushed me, and I mean even and my dad too, but like my mom in general is like a strong black woman. Like my mom pushed me even in the instances where I wanted to like give up, or like I wanted to quit, or like I was emotional about something that was only temporary. She would be like, get up. Nah, you can't sit here and you can't mope. You got to get up and you got to try it
uh-huh.
again. Like that's always been my mentality. So people don't really know how to take me sometimes because I'm just like that. I'm just like, so you might lay in your sorrows for a day. I might lay in my sorrows for a day, but please believe on the second day,
Mhm.
nah, get up.
It,
You got to get up.
sometimes,
So
sometimes you
that's the
gotta,
thing.
yeah, sometimes you gotta, you can go through the trials and tribulation and you can mope and temporarily, but you shouldn't let those short term setbacks become long term pains. As soon as you experience it,
Yeah.
grieve, you gripe over it, then you bounce back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, now,
Appreciate.
so it depends on the situation, because some things you can bounce back from, and certain things take you a little bit longer. Like, okay,
Mm,
if it's grief is not that easy to like bounce back from.
mm-hmm,
Now, if it's something where like it's a test that you didn't pass, or it's a relationship that didn't work, or something like that, then okay, like this situation right here is temporary. This is something that you cannot let keep you down for this long. So I'm gonna need you to keep going, because it's nothing to get back on the horse and ride it as long as you have it made up in your mind and that's what you're gonna do. Now, for something that you cannot change, that's different. See, that would be toxic if I was to say that we deal with grief in a way that, oh well, you know, you mope for one day, or you cry for one day, or you cry for a month, or you cry for such and such time, and then you get up and
mm.
get on the horse and ride again. No, that's not the case, because
Not
that's
realistic. Yeah.
something that is a total change in your life. So you can't compare something that's temporary with something that can be changed to something that cannot. And I'm not trying to get like be on any kind of psychology thing, but the fact of the matter is like people, as far as grief is concerned, and I'm not trying to get on grief, but people have their days where they just, it all comes back to them as though it's fresh.
Mm.
um you know, I had an aunt that passed away, and sometimes it comes back to me like it's fresh. So, you know, I think that different situations warrant different emotions and different responses. But at the end of the day, I will say that my mom did teach me how to be that woman that would get up and, like, you know, just say, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's try it again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my dad, you know, always taught me that if somebody tells you no, ask them why.
Somebody, a
Or
friend told me that he was like, shoot your shot, and then if you get turned down, ask them what you could have done different to change the outcome of the result. You could have changed the outcome.
mm-hmm,
So I like
mm-hmm,
that kind of step back and getting the feedback from the person that you prospecting or pursuing or whatnot. What can I do to change the outcome? And you said something too fitting about grief. And you are so right. You just hit it on the nail. Like some things take a while to get over. I remember, just grieving from my mom and my dad. Sometimes it hits me like it's fresh. Like I was watching the video and I saw my dad in the video and I'm like, wow, I miss that man. Next thing you know, you just
Mm-hmm.
uncontrollably just boohooing. And for me, those are those moments where I take that moment and I analyze and I say, this is why I need to turn this pain into power. I appreciate
Mm-hmm.
everything you have done for me, all the investments that you have made in me, and I must pay it forward. Can't pay you back because you ain't here no more, but I gotta pay it forward. So that's what you got to get that energy up to keep your commitment to your commitments. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Miss Carnage, we have officially solved the twists and turns of the
Oh
Rubik's Cube.
Lord, you really
Officially
solved
solved
the
the twists
Rubik's
and turns of
cube
life.
out here.
I need to do a better job of
Wow.
showing it. Come underneath the table, showing solving the Rubik's
That's
Cube.
what
I
I'm
gotta do
saying.
a better
Cause
job
I
of.
need to learn. I need to
And
learn. You know
so
what? I really wish I got a Rubik's cube with my book. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is
that
what it is.
that would be very appropriate to include. I gotta work that out. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. I gotta work
work
that
that
out.
out for me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Last week, actually 2 weeks ago, I taught a kid, PJ. PJ was 9 years old. He learned how to solve a Rubik's cube. Amazing experience. I love working with young people because young people, they gonna solve it. They gonna figure it out. And I wish when we get into adulthood, we keep that young like innocence, that tenacity. Well, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna keep doing it until I get it right. And he had that. He had that
Right.
drive. You
Yeah.
got that
Yeah.
drive. Obviously, you're knocking
I
out.
definitely had that drive because I'm sitting there like, who is this kid? Because like I try to keep that youthful always on top of my game type thing. Like my dad always tell me to keep my pencil sharp. So if I
Keep the
don't know the
pencil sharp.
answer to something, right. So if I don't know the answer to something, you better believe I'm gonna find out the answer. I'm not gonna rely on anybody else to get the answer for me because I want to know for myself. So I mean, I would like to say that I want to be at the top of my game, and I would like to say I am at the top of my game. So, like, you will not outwork me, like, period. Like,
That's
if I
kind of.
have said, like, for my clients, I will go to bat for my clients. So, like, you will not outwork me
And I see you
at
posting
all.
the stats of I was like, wow, this is dope. This is dope. It's one because growing up, I didn't know any black lawyers, and to now to see to go to school with and know individuals who are lawyers who, they game changers. It's amazing to see. It's a dope thing to see. So thank you for your
Mm-hmm.
service to mankind and womankind. We
Yeah.
appreciate you, ma'am, and we're rooting for your success. Because some people take the success humbly. We were speaking about this before we got on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Some people take it humbly, and to get them to brag, to get them to boast. It's not about the accolades. It's about the service. It's about doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who doing the
Right.
service, who truly doing the service, they don't need the accolades. That's not even what they're doing it for. They doing it for, in your case, for your clients, for the people that you get, that you come out of courtroom with a favorable outcome. That's the reason why you're doing it. Saving people's lives, saving people
Yeah.
a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. So, um, while we
We
got you,
problem solvers.
exactly. That's why we might need to
Mm-hmm.
set up a session to get you solving this Rubik's cube. That's the only
Yeah,
difference
I
between people
do.
who can solve it. It's people who believe that they can solve it. So,
Right.
um,
I was just saying that the other day. We can sit here and talk about believing and all that all day, but I'm gonna let you go.
so we appreciate you, good ma'am. Thank you for your service. Thank you for agreeing to do Solve It Sundays. From the top of my heart to the bottom of my soul. Thank you for the blessings. Um, we gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep rooting for you. And don't forget, you got a woman mentor. You're a woman mentor to my baby girl Ayana. So keep shining, keep being great.
Okay.
For those y'all who
Thank
watching,
you.
thank y'all
Thank
for
you for
tuning in to
having
Solve
me.
It Sundays. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in to Solve It Sundays. Y'all be great like the lakes. Y'all be blessed like a sneeze. Peace.